Hello everybody, I am Anantaraju, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Grade College for Women, Pavagada. Dear viewers, first I would like to welcome all of you to my online class. In today's session, I am going to share with you the accounting treatment for the joint venture transactions. In the last three previous videos, we have already discussed about the meaning of joint venture, the features of joint venture, and the differences between the joint venture and the partnership firm, and also the differences between the joint venture and the consignment. And also, we have already discussed in the previous video the accounting treatment for the joint venture transactions when separate set of books are not maintained. In today's class, let us discuss about when accounting treatment when the separate set of books are maintained. Co-ventures, that is ಈ ಸಹ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳು, ಜಂಟಿ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳು ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕವಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರಹದ ಖಾತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಟೂ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ accounting treatment. There are two methods of accounting treatment for joint venture transactions. One is when the separate set of books are not maintained, and another one is when the separate set of books are maintained. So in the first method, when the separate set of books are not maintained, we have already discussed that method in the previous session. In this session, let us discuss about when the separate set of books are maintained. I mean, when the co-ventures keep record the joint venture transaction in a separate set of books. So instead of entering the joint venture transactions in their own books, they maintain separate set of books to record or for entering the joint venture transactions. So at that time, three accounts are to be prepared. That means generally separate set of books are maintained when the joint venture transactions are large in number. Following are the accounts. What are the accounts to be prepared? Following are the accounts to be prepared while maintaining the separate set of books of accounts to record the joint venture transactions. Three accounts are to be prepared when the separate set of books are maintained. Separate set of books are maintained apart from the main business. Accounts prepared under this method are: one, a joint bank account, and number two, joint venture account, and then co-ventures account. Three accounts are to be prepared under this method. So in joint bank account, why the joint bank account is prepared? That is to meet the joint venture expenses and also to receive the joint venture sales proceeds and also the collections from the joint venture. That is the joint bank account. Co-ventures open a separate bank account for the venture transactions. For the joint venture transactions, co-ventures open a separate bank account by making initial contributions into that bank account. The bank account is generally operated jointly. Generally, the joint bank account is operated jointly by all the co-ventures. The expenses are made from this account. Expenses of the joint venture are made from this joint bank account, and then the sales proceeds and the collections on account of joint venture are deposited into this account. The sale proceeds and the collections from the joint venture are deposited into the joint bank account, and the expenses of the joint venture are paid from this bank account. On completion of the joint venture, the joint bank account is closed by paying the balance in the joint bank account to the co-venturers. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕೋವೆಂಚರರ್ಸು ಹಣವನ್ನು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಖಾತೆಯನ್ನು ತೆರೆದು ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಖಾತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾವತಿಗಳನ್ನು, ಖರ್ಚು ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಖಾತೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆದಾಯ, ಮಾರಾಟದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಈ ಆದಾಯ, ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಉದ್ಯಮದ ಮಾರಾಟದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆದಾಯ ಮತ್ತು ಇತರೆ ಒಂದು ಹಣಕಾಸು ಸ್ವೀಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ಜಮಾ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೆಂಚರ್, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ specific business activity or the project, the joint bank account will be closed by paying the balance in the joint bank account to the co-venturers. This is the first account to be prepared, and the another account to be prepared here is joint venture account. Joint venture account. So joint venture account, it is prepared for what purpose? Joint venture account is prepared for the purpose of ascertainment of profit or loss on joint venture. ಈ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ನಿಂದ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯುವ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್, ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. It is this account is nominal account. This account is debited for all the venture expenses. This joint venture account is debited for all the venture expenses and credited for all the venture sales or collections from the joint venture. The venture profit or loss, that is the joint venture profit or loss, is transferred to the co-venturers account. This is the second account to be prepared at the time of while the separate set of books are maintained to keep record of joint venture transactions. And the third account to be prepared is co-venturers account. Co-venturers account, it is similar to that of personal accounts. That is capital accounts of partners in similar, that is in case of partnership firms. Co-venturers account, personal accounts of the co-venturers are maintained to keep a record of their contributions of cash to the joint venture, and the co-venturers contribution in the form of goods or materials to the joint venture, and also the expenses paid by the co-venturers, the expenses relating to the joint venture paid by the co-venturers, and also the sales proceeds received by the co-venturers, and also the collections of the joint venture received directly by the co-venturers, and also the profit or loss will be adjusted to this co-venturers account. This account is closed simultaneously with the closure of the joint bank account. Okay, these are all the 3 accounts to be prepared. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Let us meet in the next video with another concept of joint venture transactions. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.